So keep this video with a grain of salt right now, right? I have to keep warning people that sometimes this stuff happens, you know, you have to kind of keep it with a grain of salt until it's confirmed, you know. And honestly, there's going to be times where things get confirmed, and there's going to be things that, you know, aren't confirmed. You know, it's going to go both ways. But I think what's most important is, if this is happening, then I think it really kind of leads credence maybe to a little bit of what Xbox is doing, and maybe, just perhaps maybe, that's something that, you know, fans might be able to get behind a little bit more, or have a little bit more faith in what Xbox is doing. Until that point, I think it's going to be hard-pressed to sell fans on some of this stuff. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. You know, it really does mean a lot to me that you guys check out the videos. I do multiple gaming videos. A simple like is pretty much all I ask from you guys. So, you know, if you guys didn't know, yeah, those are what help out the channel and the videos and help them to be seen. So, you know, again, daily video game content, it's not easy to do, but I try to do the best that I can, and I try to make it entertaining and informative. Now, what I was getting at was this. We know that Xbox is putting games on PlayStation, right? That's just a factual thing that we know. Now, we also kind of have a bit of an understanding that, you know, Nintendo is never going to get into this, right? Like, no matter what people think, no matter what people say, yes, Nintendo is just never going to get into this idea of, you know, putting their games everywhere else, because it doesn't make sense to them. You know, they're more or less doing the whole, you know, old school type thing, and you can't blame them for that, you know. Then, you know, you kind of look at the situation where, you know, Microsoft is putting stuff on PlayStation and Nintendo, and that hasn't really worked out for them, you know, as a console owner. Now, this might work out for them as a publisher down the line, depending on what happens. But, you know, you have to remember that we're already in kind of a crowded market, and, you know, PlayStation and Nintendo have their own games. Do third-party games necessarily do that well on Nintendo platforms? I kind of don't think they do. But according to this, LEGO Horizon Adventures might come to Xbox. Now, this was a bit of a surprise. LEGO Horizon Adventures came to the Switch, it came to PC, it came to everything but Xbox. But now there is a new rumor saying it could be coming to Xbox after all. Keep in mind that we also heard rumors that you know, Helldivers 2 was going to come to Xbox, and then those got quashed later on, so we'll see. According to this rumor, LEGO Horizon Adventures might be coming to Xbox after all. As you might remember, Microsoft's console was the only one left out of the fun, with the game launching right away on PC, Switch, and PlayStation. Ahead of the game's launch, Guerrilla Games, which partnered with Studio Gobo to make the spin-off, provided a rather unconvincing explanation for the absence. And I quote, "Right now, we're just very focused on pushing this hardware to its limits and making the game look as absolutely amazing as it can possibly be on this hardware." And, you know, we don't really have anything to announce about Xbox right now. So the rumor was shared by Just Play It, though, which doesn't really have a track record when it comes to these types of leaks. So take it with a big grain of salt. But they're saying the reason is LEGO Horizon Adventures only had a modest commercial performance. They also provide a potential release window for Xbox version early 2025. LEGO Horizon Adventures attempted to retell Aloy's first adventure in a manner more befitting for younger audiences. However, the game wasn't quite as successful as the original, as according to this site, which is WCCF Tech, it got a 6.5 out of 10, a much lower score than Horizon Zero Dawn, as the reviewers shared these thoughts. LEGO Horizon Adventures just feels a little bit underbuilt. The main campaign can be finished in 7 hours, and while there are some extras that you can pursue, like rebuilding the game's Mother Heart hub and revisiting levels to take down high-level machines, even dedicated players probably won't spend much more than a dozen hours with the game. The kids game being on the short side isn't the end of the world, but the bigger issue is that I really didn't want more by the end of the short campaign. I was already feeling ready to return to the Lego bin. So again, you have this situation where this kind of stuff pops up or whatever. Listen, I don't believe this is going to happen. If they were going to launch this on Xbox, they already would have. Also, if it launched poorly on Steam, Switch, and PS4, PS5, whatever the case may be, then what makes them think launching on Xbox would help? Like, Xbox, I'm an Xbox fan, but I'm the first one to tell you that Xbox fans don't really buy much, you know? it really has to be something good, or it has to be something that is in Game Pass for Xbox fans to go near it. So there is that kind of situation. I will say, though, however, if this does come to Xbox, it does maybe bode a little bit better for what Microsoft is trying to do in terms of, you know, putting their games everywhere or whatever the case may be. I feel like that is something that, you know, a lot of us kind of are hoping doesn't happen. You know, we realistically have to look at these things and maybe just kind of shake our heads a bit, you know. It would be nice if we could just see, you know, good things come from this, you know what I mean? Just like maybe Xbox is right. You know, part of me would like to see them be right. Part of me would just like to see, you know, Xbox do something completely different than what we're kind of used to, you know. And are they going to do that? Listen, I don't know. You know, we live in this weird world where you know, things like this happen, and you know, at the same time, I feel like you know, as a fan of Xbox, it's hard to believe sometimes in what they're doing, because they've done so much over the years, and so much has like really kind of fallen apart for them over the years as well. Like, I can remember back when they started putting things on PC day one, I was pretty much, you know, pretty dead set against that for numerous reasons. But, you know, I think some of the main reasons were I just felt like it was really hurting their console. You know, it was really detrimental to their console. And, you know, with that being said, you have to be able to have things that make people, you know, take notice of your console, take notice of your brand and things like that. And I feel like they hadn't done a good job of doing that, you know. You know, I hate being like so negative about it, because I like Xbox a ton, but Xbox really doesn't seem to like Xbox, you know. And then we get some of these stories and things like that about what's happening, you know, in the future and things like that with Xbox, and you know, it just does kind of make you shake your head a little bit, you know, like what's going to happen in the future with Xbox. You know, I think none of us really knows, you know, and I really think that it kind of comes down to what they want to do with, you know, the future of the brand. I mean, is their future, is it going to be gaming on a console? I mean, I'm sure that as a company, as far as margins and things go, they would rather, you know, people game on other things, you know, because they don't have to build the hardware then. But think about that for a second, right? That's what, you know, companies probably want. You know, they would much rather not have to put out money to, you know, get new hardware, make new hardware. They would rather people just, you know, stream stuff through the cloud or PC or whatever the case may be. And that's not the best way to game for people, you know. Like, I hate to be that guy, but it's just, that's never going to be the way I'll game. So, you know, do they want to, you know, mess with hardware? Do they not? Do they want to go cheap hardware? Do they want to go, you know, something else? I think that's probably where we're at this particular time. But if stuff like this is happening, if that's the norm, then, you know, we all deal with it. I do feel like if, you know, everything's on everything, that would hurt the industry much more than help the industry for numerous reasons. And I think obviously there's a good number of us who buy games and buy all the consoles, right? There's probably a good number, it's myself mainly as well, but you know, I buy all the consoles every generation for the unique experiences and exclusives that they each offer. If there's a world where, well, let's just take Nintendo out of the equation, because you're going to obviously need to buy their hardware to play their software. But, you know, if you can play all Xbox games on PlayStation, it really eliminates the need for an Xbox, and, you know, vice versa. So if they're both doing both, then I still think that Xbox loses, because PlayStation has the bigger brand and the bigger name and things like that. So hopefully Microsoft, I really, really hope that Microsoft understands this and, you know, does something about it in the future. You know what I mean? They have to understand, you know, why it's important to have exclusives and things like that. So, you know, we'll see. I hope so anyway. You know, Microsoft can be pretty dense sometimes, but I am really, really, really hopeful. So, you know, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any thoughts on this, let me know down below. I appreciate it. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up. As always, crap gamer 'em up. And we'll catch you next time right here on Crap Gamer Reviews. Don't forget to like the video, folks. Crap Gamer out.